there was a way I could see her today.
All righty then. So, it's raining in LA. Let's not be dry in here either. So I started going to the Sunset Marquis in the 80s, in the 1980s. And then in the mid-90s, I lived there off and on for 6 years. So the standard joke over there is every time I got a divorce, I moved into the Marquis. So anyway, over the years, the Marquis people, from housekeepers, the front desk staff, the owners, the Rosenthal family was always really good to me. And Rod was just, like a brother to me, and Klaus and Brigitte and all the people there. And they made us feel so welcome. It was protected, it was free, and it was beautiful. And we were able to be who we were. And I made a lot of lifelong friendships there. Did a lot of things that we won't talk about here. But it was really where, I didn't graduate college, but let's just say I got my master's degree at the Sunset Marquis. And it was an amazing time from the time I started going there. Here's the 60th anniversary. And I've been going there for nearly 40 years, so I was 3 when I first started going there. And but it was just such an amazing place. I lived in one of the villas up the hill to begin with for 2.5 years. And when I first started living in that villa, my neighbors at that time were Jimmy Page and the guys from the Metallica and the guys from Aerosmith and a couple of people from Missing Persons and, just like everybody in the world, and John Hurt and Richard Harris and all these people. And I just looked around and I said, where the hell am I? But it was an amazing, creative place, and it was a place where we could go and not worry about a whole bunch of people bugging you or paparazzi and that type of thing. And most of the other places were like that. So we really appreciated the affection that they gave us. And is that you, Timothy? Yes, sir. Hey, buddy. How's it going? I can't really see very well, one way or the other. Timothy White, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. But he did a picture of me from Bad Santa that is in a latrine in Canada. And it's right outside the door of the bathroom at the Marquis, so that just shows you what kind of place it is. Anyway, it was a home for a lot of wayward entertainers like myself, and we'll always appreciate the folks. And without further ado, and by the way, all my kids grew up around there. So that whole staff watched my kids grow up and watched all of my marriages, divorces, and everything else. So they know all the secrets, and they've been paid off sufficiently. Anyways, we want to present this Legacy Award to an amazing place, the Sunset Marquis, and now I'd like to welcome to the stage Mark Rosenthal. And here's the Legacy Award.
I may never win the Wimbledon Cup, but this is a close second. Thank you. Sunset Marquis Hotel and Villas Legacy Award. So thank you, Billy. That was an amazing introduction. I may be the fellow for whom the hotel was named, but Billy Bob is the mayor of the hotel, and always will be. I want to thank Genevieve and the Chamber of Commerce for honoring us. with this Legacy Award. I did not compare notes with her for my speech beforehand. There's a lot of commonality between several of the comments. You know, legacy is defined as a long-lasting impact in things, events, or actions that take place over the course of a person's or a thing's life. But it's an inherently retrospective process. And while our history and impact, I'm pleased that they are recognized and honored, I'm an inveterate entrepreneur in the vein of my father. And I would like to take a few moments to share with you and thoughts about what our future looks like. The sizzle reel you just saw is for a documentary that we hope to produce on the history of the hotel. And the guy who talked about it, Craig Williams, my co-author of the book, If These Walls Could Rock, an amazing fellow. I hope that it provided a sense of the story behind the hotel. And it's played a critically important role in this community over 6 decades. I want to share a few images before I continue with what I hope some of the future looks like for our main building and villas. So if we could put those up on the screen. Just scroll through them. New pool area. Well, I'm going to continue to speak while that's going on. It really is an effort to continually reinvent the hotel, which is what we've done over its entire history. The hotel opened in 1963 with an average daily rate of $8 a night. I know Rod is happy it's no longer there, as is Miyoshi. But in the broadest sense, the story of the Sunset Marquis is a story of community. The success of it is a function of so many different people. Let me start with our staff. So it feels like Rod, the leader of the hotel, has been there since he was born. This year he will celebrate his 33rd year. But that doesn't put him at the top of the tenure list. Wow. Our longest staff member, Porphyria, who is an assistant housekeeping manager, will be soon celebrating her 50th anniversary working with us. If you take the top 15 long-term members of the hotel, many of whom are sitting at the table over there, it's 500 years of service. Our average tenure is 9 years across the 154 employees that we have, and that includes all the turmoil from COVID. Our guests are part of that community. Billy Bob is not just a member of the community, he's a member of the family. Our partners in business are part of the community. Timothy White, who was kind enough to join us tonight, he gets hazardous duty pay. Jed Lieber, who is responsible for Nightbird Studios in the basement of the hotel. The leaders of the community in West Hollywood. Our fellow business owners, the other 21 hotel owners. Our residents, who sometimes have to put up with the antics of our guests. They are all who made the hotel possible. All of these groups have various opinions and interests. But throughout this 6-decade history, somehow we've managed to find a balance that in the end recognized the common interest of the community. And from the hotel standpoint, we truly understand the importance of giving back. I want to give you a few little details so you understand in periods of contention what the businesses in this city do. During the course of a typical year, we pay payroll that is 2 to 4 times the money that we're able to generate for return on our investment. Our economic contribution to the city in TOT and contribution to the tourism board is generally more than we take out as owners. Indeed, the 22 hotels that are within this community produce almost a third of the revenue of the city. The guests that come and stay with us, they bring not only business to us, but to the restaurants and the businesses that surround us. And they create thousands of jobs in the process. The truth is, the success of the Sunset Marquis and all the hotel businesses, the success of our employees, and the success of the city itself are inextricably linked. I must tell you, though, recent years have been a little bit scary. I have the fear that this shared sense of purpose and the open dialogue with the city has been misplaced. I hope not lost. Because we are coming into a period of significant challenge, with businesses facing doubling of their interest rates, with insurance difficult or impossible to maintain, with ongoing regulations, with a slowdown in business. If we're going to overcome the challenges that we face as a community, it will require us to return to a framework for this constructive dialogue based on trust. That is our only hope of charting a path forward. We must face these challenges together as members of this eclectic, crazy community that's called West Hollywood. Finally, I'll leave you with this, which is a quote from Aerosmith's Steven Tyler, that when I co-wrote the book, If These Walls Could Rock, I knew the moment he said it during the interview, it would end the book, and indeed it does. Everything I've done here has equaled success. Everything that happened here was good. It wasn't like anyone else. Good karma, whatever. I just fucking love this place. Thank you, good night, and thank you.
Here we go.
Funny.